do have to be made to the and I'll make those considerations for the Asian people who do consume culture and consume content.
Welcome
Um,
back to the channel, Boss
if
KO Music,
the words of
Plug
Charleston
Media
White
Channel, Hip Hop Reaction
did
Channel,
offend
man.
you,
Thank you for
I
tapping
will
in with us,
say
man.
I'm
Enjoy
glad
this
this event
reaction
definitely
that
didn't
we got
happen.
coming right now.
Now I
We
am
ain't
in
gonna
true
hold too
belief
much of your
that
time up.
he
Hit
wouldn't
that like
be
and subscribe
coming to
button,
the
man,
event
so
to
it can
say
help
he
with the
doesn't like
algorithm,
Asian
so
people.
we can get
But
it out there,
it
and
is what it is. You know what
more
I
people
mean?
get in tune with
If
our videos.
it would be
Hit that like
considered
and
hate
subscribe
speech
button
if you're
right now.
just
Enjoy the
blanketly saying you
content.
don't like a race. Now, I'm not here also to sit and analyze because there's going to be some defenders of Charleston White or some people who just have no horse in the race to say, well, he says stuff about black people all the time. Why doesn't this not happen? And by the way, I will say this. I believe that if Charleston didn't say that, this event happens. So I don't care who was coming. If he doesn't say this about Asian people, I believe 100% the event happens, right? But again, there's a whole bill passed to protect the Asian people, and you have to understand what comes with that. So, they forced the removal of him, and then afterwards, we both agreed that the event is tainted. Like, I didn't have anything for the event anyway. Really, like, I was gonna host. My only part of it was gonna host because at first it was gonna be a variety show with a bunch of creators. Then I realized I'm like, well, Charleston's team literally told me that they have a hour-long set. So I said, wait, if you have an hour-long set, okay, this could work in just a comedy show. I'm going to get a special guest and you, and we're going to have about a 2 to 3 hour show. You do, like, I'll be hosting them in the meanwhile. We also do a meet and greet. And what else? And to be honest, which is also the part that might, I don't know, if you're trying to think about this logistically, fuck people up. No matter how horrible people say Charleston White is, after a day of being on sale, the first show was 70% sold out. So there's going to be 2 shows, actually. So there's going to be an early show and a late show.
Tell me in the comments what you think
after the
about
first
this
day,
reaction so far, man.
the first show was
I think the
70%
video
show
nice, man.
sold
I think
out.
we
So
post nice videos,
there was clearly
nice
some people
content for
definitely
you
trying
guys
to see
enjoy,
it. Now,
man. Drop
have
some
I thought
comments
about were
below.
they
Let
trying
me
to
know
see
what you
him
think
or
about this
just maybe they're
content,
just
man.
coming because they're chatting? I don't know, bro. But
Appreciate you tapping
again,
in. You know
I'm not here
Hit the like and
upset
subscribe button for us
or
right
saying
now.
that this isn't the right decision. I think that Charleston White coming to New York City, I think he's later even expressed that he don't like New York at all. Well, he said that before, but he said he'd rather not do the show here. So it is what it is. You get what I mean? So, and I see some of y'all typing in chat. It's not my job to fucking police like, yo, well, he said this about black women or black men and nobody cares. The point that we should all take from this is that we see this all the time. The Asian conglomerate, they do have some influence and shit. And when the person, I don't want to put their name out, the person at Live Nation is telling my assistant, like, yo, we're getting calls from politicians. I mean, it's grand opening, grand closing. I'm sorry. You get what I mean? And they're like, yo, he just can't perform. Right? The event or Live Nation was like, well, you got down to take him off? And we're like, yeah. They're like, well, do you want to still keep the show? No, just cancel the whole thing. Okay? So, yeah. Somebody said, I am protecting Charleston. I'm not protecting Charleston White. First of all, I'm glad you guys say that. Like, I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but I don't agree with a lot of nobody says. You get what I mean? So this is not a point of trying to agree or trying to no. Like I don't agree with Charleston White dissing Mama Duck. I don't agree with Charleston White dissing King Von. I don't agree with Charleston White doing a lot of things. That's been my position. I've never changed my position. I never said I agree with none of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't don't take affiliation or association means you agree with everybody. Like, if you think I got to sit up here and defend my position about Do I agree with all of Charleston White? Charleston White dissed me. I didn't agree with that neither. Listen, I look at Charleston White for what I believe he is online, a character. Does he spew hateful shit? Abso-fucking-lutely. Does he sometimes spew things that people could resonate with? Yeah. Is it on every person to make up your mind and figure out if you want to either entertain him or not? Yes. Do you need academics to tell you what he agrees with him on and what he not? I say it all the time, but I'm not the person here to tell you guys whether to consume his content or not. Some people look at him just like how they look at, unfortunately, or let me not say unfortunately, because I really don't give a fuck about this. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not standing with no motherfucker, but I'm not also campaigning to hate. I seen a few people who are Asian hit me and say, yo, are you rocking with this? Motherfucker, I'm not rocking with nothing what the nigga says, but I'm also not campaigning against the nigga. So if y'all looking for me to campaign against him, y'all won't see that. You get what I mean? But if y'all looking at me to say I agree with anything he says or all the things, if I do agree with some shit, I say it. A lot of shit he say about gangster rappers, I agree with it. Him dissing dead people, nah. Him saying this about Asian people, absolutely not. It is what it is. You get what I mean? And here's the thing. That's the same with everybody else. That's the same with anybody else that's on my platform.
Yo, we back.
Or has ever been on my
while
platform.
we going through this reaction.
Do I agree with everything that Hassan Campbell's ever said?
Man, make
no.
Sure you go
Do I agree with everything that Wack 100 has ever said? No. Do I agree with everything that 6ix9ine has said? No.
Creator. Make sure you stay.
None of them. If you don't hear me say it and I'm not standing behind it, don't blanketly assume that I agree with it.
With us, man. Watch the video all the way through. Let us know if you like these videos.
I'm not sure.
If we can bring more ideas,
let
us know some of the YouTubers you would like for us to cover. And we'll cover them on our platform. Appreciate you tapping into the platform.
There's nothing that
I say, hit the like and subscribe
I didn't think
button.
that the nigga was gonna show
more
up
videos on the way.
Gramercy Theater and do anti-Asian content. Period. But I do know when he gets upset at one particular person, and from what I understand, he was beefing with one particular person. He starts speaking in generalities, which is, by the way, very harmful. Shit, I've learned that myself because I was talking about one broke, dusty rapper, and I said pioneers, and then people were upset. So I understand what happens when you speak in generalities when you're upset at one particular person. Somebody said, I'm folding like crazy. Yeah, well, I mean, you can say whatever you want. Somebody said, if the show wasn't canceled, do I think something would have went down? Are you talking about violence? No, I don't think anything violent would have went down.